How you do? My name is Bill Graham. I'm the maker of MicroClone tissue culture, and in this case, the MicroClone rack tray. We did this special to fit these racks or anything you have that's near the size. The idea being is these things are incredibly popular for cloning and growing. A lot of growers are buying T5 lamps that are all 4 feet wide, and as many of those fixtures as you bought, they'll fit across here on the inside. Either the bare lamp fixtures, a nice quantum bad boy, or somebody's tech wave. These are incredibly popular with fluorescent fixtures, and even more now with small HID fixtures. Biggest deal, you already own the lights, you already own the propagation trays, and you, watch that, I'm going to grab a tray.
So this tray is made to fit in standard racking?
It fits this racking, it fits the keyhole metal racking, every plastic, wood, and steel rack that we've ever gotten, it'll fit into. You know, I measured it to 45 inches on the outside, which is perfect because that gives us 1.5 inches. Almost all of these are built to 4 foot wide. I've taken the tray to Home Depot and Costco and Lowe's and sat there and plugged it into all of their demos, besides the 200 garden stores I'll go to this year and last. It's perfect because, you know, I don't want anybody having any fuss. I want you to buy the tray, plug it into what you're already doing, because it's a convenience tool. You know, it's going to catch whatever you got, water the crap out of it. We have twin drain wells in it, so it's going to actually have 2 drain wells to the front right or front left, so we can fill and drain from the same side, or you can fill from one and drain from the other. Don't fill it all. They may just get drain fittings, and you can hand water or use a drip irrigation. We built these with the drain fittings in the back to keep them out of the way, fine with me. And also NFT, putting a little bit of fabric in here, Cocoa Gardens, that will drain down into one tray, they cross over to the other, and they just keep going. So it only has one feeder at the top, and then everything collects at the bottom. All options are open. My own little trademark here, for instance, for low profile is, you know, I build my trays with flat bottoms and the raised ridges so that everything can drain properly, but it keeps a very low profile. Easy to clean. You know, when you start building gullies, yeah, that makes sense, but the gullies are always a pain in the butt. This keeps everything full. Here's some interesting stuff. You already got the propagation part of this. We are doing, of course, vegetative plants with this. Typically the same trays, but 3-inch plants, 4-inch pots, 6-inch pots, and lately my favorite is we're doing full-on flowering in these racks, putting just a little bit of white and black plastic around it as a wrap. In the future we'll manufacture a tent. We'll split the rack in half, 3 foot and 3 foot, and each shelf has 8 full-on flowering plants. They're all at like 32, 34 inches tall, 300 watts on each shelf. The fluorescence seems to be very competitive to the HID.
Especially at that height, yeah.
Especially at that height, absolutely. And and in my case, I'm doing 2-gallon smart pots, but you know, choose what you wish. Same idea. It's all automatically watered with drip irrigation. It's got wheels. All the power is zip tied to the legs. So we actually only have one power cord running away from this thing. The rest of the timers are usually down at the bottom next to the power strip, and it's completely mobile. So here is 8 square feet of floor space pressed against a wall, but it's got the yield of a 4x4 tray.
There it is.
And we can do stacks of them.
So
it's like the library of garden.
For those folks that have the mom room or are looking for just a little bit more veg space,
yes,
here it is.
Veg space, babies, you got it. I think that this should be able to raise plants to their maximum vegetative height, and that a flowering room under a great big lamp should be set at 12 hours all the time, you know, like an oven. It's all ready to go.
For those of you that have different style racks, you know, the racks you have access to, it might overhang just a slight bit. And of course our rack's pushed up against the wall, so we can't even it out that much. But, you know, if it hangs over an inch, it's no problem at all. Most of the weight's going to be carried here in the middle of the tray.
That was really the part that made this happen, because people have looked at it and they're like, oh, the rack is only 18 inch and the prop trays are only are 20 or 21. But remember, you guys, growers, are the clever ones. And how many times, you know, how many people have this at home already? Mm-hmm. You know, there, it's like 1, 2, mm-hmm. And this is what everybody's clone rack looks like anyway. Mm-hmm. They figured it out. You know, I'm using the same ideas as these guys did, First, I started drilling out the fronts of the trays and just put a rain gutter here and drained it. And I was like, awesome. Except you can't sell those, you know? Let's make a tray, make it easy. Nice, wonderful thing about having a tray on any shelf is you can get sloppy, you water the crap out of everything, foliar sprays, so on like that, and you still have a catch-all to take it all home.
And I like that you put the drain ports right on the edges, so in case you have one of those racks that doesn't have, you know, the rungs in here that you can go in between, you have one of the solid face, you know, wooden ones.
That's right.
It just hangs over the bottom.
Yes.
You got the spout hanging right below it.
Absolutely.
It's perfect.
You don't have to cut anything out, exactly. And I put it in the corners because it gets it out of your way, and we'll often just zip tie it or otherwise connect it to the corners. Yeah, it's 4 foot. You'll almost always want like a 2-degree slope, which is 2 degrees is 1 inch over 4 feet. Okay. And we barely have 4 feet from corner to corner over here, so we're talking about a 1/4 inch lean. Either the entire rack leans just a little bit. We put shims under the rear wheels. And of course, remember, these things have screws and lifters. That usually does it. Or you might put a piece of dowel across the back shelf. But one way or another, it's very easy to put that 2-degree slope
using
in
it. And it's going to allow you capabilities that no other tray does. I mean, on these baker's racks, I've seen so many different types of trays. Hydrotech trays, Botanicare trays, none of them fit the rack perfectly. That's right. This gives you the most real estate on the rack.
The Botanicare low tide new trays, they come so close, but they don't fit the 3rd prop tray. You get 2, not 3, so you still have this gap. However, I do find that they make excellent reservoirs because even though they're a little short, we're only using them as a reservoir holding water.